is the most famous novel, The Ambassadors. So, The Ambassadors is a 1903 novel by Henry James, originally published as a serial in the North American Review. The novel is a dark comedy which follows the trip of protagonist Louis Lambert Strenther to Europe to bring the son of his widowed fiancée back to the family business. The novel is written in the third person narrative from Strethers. The plot summary is Louis Lambert Strether, the protagonist of the novel, is a cultured man in his 50s from the fictional town of Ullet, Massachusetts, who is dispatched to Paris to find Chad, the wayward son of his fiancée, Mrs. Newsome. The book is entirely told from Strether's point of view and chronicles his change from an American to a European view of things. Strether, a middle-aged American of significant means, is sent to Paris by Mrs. Newsham, his wealthy fiancée. The mission he has been given is to talk her son Chad into returning to the family business in Ullet, Massachusetts. The Newsome family believes that Chad might be overstaying his European tour because of an inappropriate romantic Leal son, perhaps with a vulgar adventures. The reader is given to understand in direct ways that if Strather falls, his engagement to Mrs. Newsome is at risk. Strather meets Maria Gostre, who delivers valuable insights about things European to him. In bracket and the reader. Okay. In means and the reader. Once Strather locates Chad, he is surprised to discover that Chad has improved from when he last knew him in America. Chad exhibits uh, restrained urbanity, elegance, and manners. This is not what Strather expects of someone in the grip of an inappropriate romantic entanglement. Strether wonders what has caused the transformation he sees in Chad. When Chad offers to introduce him to some of his close friends, Madame de uh, Vionnet and her grown daughter Jenny, Strather eagerly aspects. When the introduction occurs, Strather finds the mother and the daughter to be refined, virtuous, and thoroughly admirable. He wonders if the lovely daughter is what has brought about the improvements in Chad. He learns that Madame de uh, Vionnet is married but has been separated from her husband for years. Strathers himself is introduced to Paris in a way that starts to open his own mind and heart to a larger vision of the world's possibilities. He feels alive and renewed. His own interest in returning to America once it is also clear that he is not exerting himself to talk Chad into returning. He develops some feelings for Madame de Vionnet. To his surprise, Chad assists in arranging a very advantageous marriage for Madame de Vionnet's daughter. This leaves Strather to wonder what might be going on between Chad and the mother. Meanwhile, Mrs. Newsome grows tired to Strather's failure to act. She sends over a set of new ambassadors to accomplish the mission, including her daughter and son-in-law. The group clearly doesn't see Paris' life's possibilities, Chad or Madame de Vionnet in the same way that Strather does. Sarah or Newsom uh, Pocock demands that Sridhar get himself in line and insists to Chad that Chad return. While the Pocock party is away on a short trip, Sridhar ventures out of Paris for a day of random wandering and accidentally happens upon Chad and Madame Eve Violet in a setting where it is evident that they are romantically and sexually entangled. He feels deceived but still acknowledges the improvements in Chad's character. Chad makes the decision to return to uh, Ullate, which um, which will mean the surrounding of his relationship with Madame de Bayonet. Sridhar has a very mixed feeling about this. He too will return to Ullet even if this means a less alive exists in the unclear whether Mrs. Newsom will receive him back into her grace. The major theme is that Henry James got the idea for the ambassadors from his friend novelist William Denny Halls, who, while visiting his son in Paris, was so impressed with European culture that he wondered in life hadn't passed him by. The theme of liberation from a cramped, almost starved emotional life into a more generous and gracious existence plays throughout the ambassadors, yet it is noteworthy that James does not naively portray Paris as a faultless paradise for culturally stunned Americans. Streeter learns about the reverse of the European coin when he sees how, despite Mary fear losing child after all she has done for him. As one critic proposed, Streeter does not say his American strike jacket only to be fitted with a more elegant European model, but instead learns to evaluate every situation on its merit without prejudice by selection. The final lesson of Streeter's European experience is to distrust preconceived nation and perception from anyone where but to rely upon his own observation and judgment. Mediation, a major theme of the novel, involves Streeter's position as the ambassador. And now I share some literary significance. I share my screen um, because if I read it, the video is too long. Okay, the adoption and influence. Influence adoption is most important. So that's all about the novel.